Oh, hey YouTube! We all juggle knives here. I didn't see you there. This video is going to be about fitness. Yes. What brought this on, you may ask? Well, I'm in the middle of my own 90-day fitness program, so my mind is on the topic, and I've been watching different YouTube videos. People will say, "Don't starve yourself. Don't starve yourself." Okay, first of all, let me be clear. It is correct to not starve yourself. I'm not saying starvation equals fitness, not at all. My problem with people saying this is that it's so misapplied and overapplied. It seems like as soon as you mention you're even thinking of a program, someone will say that before you even did anything. The truth is, it's very difficult to actually starve yourself, and unless you have an actual diagnosed mental condition like an eating disorder, it's very unlikely that you are starving yourself, because maybe for a day or two, but a regular person, if they starve themselves, every cell in your body is going to be screaming at you to eat something, and most people couldn't actually starve themselves if they tried. You know, the truth is, there's some people that are eating enough for 3 healthy people, and when that person, let's say, tones it down to where they're just eating enough for 1 regular person instead of 3, you get people jumping out of the woodwork saying that, "Oh, don't starve yourself." That's not what starving yourself is. Going from eating enough for 3 people to eating enough for 1 healthy person, that's not what starvation is, all right? So I get the message, but it's so misapplied. People just seem to jump the gun and jump to conclusions. I think it's because of guilt. If you tell someone, "Hey, I'm trying to get fit," a lot of people will feel guilty if they're not trying to do that too. Like maybe they don't think that they're doing enough. And rather than face that, in their mind, they have to try to control the situation. They have to try and pretend like you did something. Oh, they don't have to feel guilty because you did something wrong. You must be starving yourself, even if there's no evidence of that. So it's their own defensiveness, and they're trying to put that on you. Okay, the next thing that I'm sick of hearing, and people just shouldn't say this unless there's evidence: don't overdo it. Even if you just say you've thought about exercise, don't overdo it. Oh, don't overdo it. Don't overtrain. Again, much like starvation, it's very difficult to really overtrain. Most people could not overtrain if they tried for, maybe a day or two. I hate to say it, but the problem is not overtraining. The problem is undertraining. I mean, for the vast majority of people, they are undertraining. That's why they're part of why they're not seeing results. But you never see someone, "Hey, don't undertrain." they never say that. Again, it's a guilt factor. If they're not really doing exercises, they don't want to feel like they should have to start. Now, I realize it's good advice, it's just misapplied so much. Obviously, it's true. Don't go out there in 100-degree weather and try to run 20 miles and die of heat stroke. Don't try to lift such heavy weights that you rip a tendon right out. You know what real overtraining looks like? You ever see those Navy SEAL videos with Hell Week? That's what overtraining looks like. They do that on purpose. It's a psychological test. They grind those poor guys, they grind them down to nothing physically. They just grind them down. That's a mental test. They're trying to test them mentally to see if they'll give up. Those are elite warriors. Hey, newsflash. I'm not a SEAL, and you probably aren't either, so we probably don't have to worry about overtraining. The vast majority of people are probably not overtraining and are probably undertraining. So yeah, pet peeve, don't give people friction when they're just starting out, warning them of things that they're not even doing. Okay, and number 3 thing people say, they push some food on you, either really unhealthy food or just a quantity of food that's unhealthy. And what do they always say? "Oh, just this once. It's not going to kill you, just this once." You know, sometimes it's oh, it's a special day, just this once, and they try to guilt trip you like as if you're ruining it for everyone. Like, oh, you guys can't enjoy it unless you force me to eat it too. And you know, it is true. Having like a piece of cake on your birthday isn't going to kill you or destroy your fitness program. But my problem with it, the people who say that, they said the same thing the last 20 times. Like, how many just this onces are there? It's like they say that every time. There's an accumulated effect. So yeah, it is true literally, but in practice, they're saying that every time. So no, you don't get to have it both ways. You can't say just this once, but it's like not once. You know, a lot of people want to talk about the specifics. What type of weightlifting exercise should I do? What type of cardio? But you know, we can't even get into that when there's so much friction in your social circle, your friends, family, coworkers. I mean, first of all, you gotta get things right psychologically. If everyone whispering in your ear is deterring you, you have to get rid of that. You have to either demand that they be supportive or demand that they be gone. Okay, I'll put people on the pay no mind list. I have a list of people whose opinions no longer matter because they're advising me, or they're advising me to a bad course of action, or they're making themselves obstacles to the improvement of my health and my quality of life. And you know, I'm not going to tolerate that. Flat out, not going to tolerate that. So before you get into specifics of diet and exercise, you got to think, have you arranged everyone you have contact with to be on board and with the program? Again, they can get supportive or they can get gone. Just my opinion. You can write your opinions on all this stuff.